For tonight's battle report, we are doing a game out of the Open Wars deck. We have Tau Recon Patrol is running low on supplies, and they've stumbled across a whitescars supply cache. The supplies they need are somewhere on the battlefield, and the whitescars are going to be pretty darn sure they're not going to let them get them. So we're doing 1,000 points from the Open War deck. Here is our game and deployment with the twist of the grudge match. We'll come back with armies on parade here in a moment. Starting off the armies on parade, we have the armies of the Tau. We have a 4-man stealth suit team with burst cannons and ATS. Another 4-man stealth suit team with burst cannons and ATS. And another 4-man stealth suit team with burst cannons and ATS. We have a 4-man crisis suit team with 2 cyclic ion blasters and a multi-tracker each, and 6 shield drones, and 1 commander with 4 fusion cannons and 2 shield drones. This is our army for the Tau for this battle. Okay, now for the armies of the whitescars, we have...
First patrol is, they're all 5 men, by the way. This guy, he's a sergeant, but they've all just got bolters and bolt guns, bolt pistols, and grenades. Sergeant doesn't have anything at all special. The second 5-man unit, the sergeant has a chainsword in addition to his bolt pistol, so he doesn't have a bolt gun. And this is a plasma cannon, and then 3 bolt guns. The third one, he's equipped with a power fist and bolt pistol, although I think that's actually a bolt gun that's equipped with a missile launcher, and then 3 bolt guns as well for them. And that's the regular patrol team. And then also for rapid response, we've got 2 patrols of bikers. The sergeant has the chainsword and a plasma pistol, and the 2 other squad members each have plasma guns. Third set in the Outrider detachment is the Inceptors, and yeah, he fell off the base, but the glue just doesn't want to keep him there. Inceptors with assault bolters, and then for the leader team is a chaplain. I don't actually have them with jump packs, but they are actually with jump packs. Chaplain with a combi plasma, librarian with a 4th sword and bolt gun, and then a captain with power sword and mastercrafted bolt gun. And again, like I said, they're all actually jump units. And for the warlord trait, I'm going back with Storm of Fire on the captain. And the relic is my librarian has the Mantle of the Stormseer, which allows me a +1 on smite.
Cool. All right, this is our whitescars for this battle. And we will come back in a moment with map and deployment. This is our battlefield for the game, and the objective markers have already been placed. We have 1 there, 1 there. We have 1 up here in the building in the middle. We have 1 back here in this building, 1 in this building, and 1 up here in this building. This is the battlefield for today's game. We'll be back in a moment after deployment. For deployment, we have this 4-man stealth suit team setting up on that objective. We have this 4-man stealth suit team setting up on that objective. We have this 4-man stealth suit team setting up on that objective. And we have the crisis suits and commanders in reserve. For the whitescars deployment, we have these bikers setting up here to go run out there and get that objective. We've got the chaplain sitting on that objective. We have the captain and one of the Space Marine squads sitting there. We have the other group of bikers there. We have this group of Space Marines sitting up on that building. This group of Space Marines setting up on that building. And we have the Librarian and the Interceptors sitting up in reserve. Tau have one first turn, and we will come back after movement phase for Tau, turn 1. For Tau supply drops in movement phase, they rolled for this supply drop. It was not the one they needed. They rolled for this supply drop. It was not the one they needed. And the commander came in right here from reserves. This unit stayed put and rolled for that supply drop, and it was not the one that we needed this turn. And the crisis suits jumped into the back corner here. We're now going on to Tau shooting phase for turn 1. In the Tau shooting phase, the commander attempted to shoot up there through the window at the White Scars captain, and he managed to not kill him. Rolled a whole lot of 1s and 2s. Over here, they didn't get to shoot at anybody. The crisis stealth suits, in the middle there, got to shoot at the Marines hiding in the building, and they managed not to wound anybody. The crisis suits managed to kill 1 Rider and take out 5 Marines over here. Or no, 3 Marines. We are now done with the Tau and moving to White Scars Psyker and movement phase for, or movement then Psyker phase for turn 1. For White Scars movement turn 1, the Interceptors, and the Librarian jumped in right here, and the bikes have moved up to there. The Chaplain jumped back over here to deal with these crisis suits. The Marines over here all bailed out of the building to start heading that way. And the Marines in this building moved up. And that unit of bikes swung around the building to go say hi to that commander. We're now moving into White Scars Psychic phase for turn 1. In White Scars Psychic phase, the Librarian casted Might of Heroes on himself and casted Null Zone? No, didn't cast Null Zone. In the shooting phase, they managed to take out the commander's drones, kill 1 stealth suit and wound 1 back here, and destroy 1 drone back here. We're now going into the charge phases, and just basically everything over here is charging the commander. So, this is going to be brutal and ugly. And the Chaplain is charging the crisis suits. Maybe not a good idea, but we'll see what happens. Now we'll come back after the charges in combat phase for the White Scars, turn 1. In charges in combat for White Scars turn 1, this is the only unit that made it the charge over here. They did no wounds to the commander, and the commander did 1 wound back over here. The Chaplain made it into combat over here and killed 2 drones, and no wounds were dealt by the crisis suits. We're now going into Tau movement for turn 2. For Tau movement phase, they rolled for their supply caches and did not find the one they were looking for. This unit stayed where it was. This unit stayed where it was. Commander fell back out of combat. These guys moved up to the side of the building there to get all of them in range and better line of shots on them White Scars over there. And the crisis suits jumped out of the building, landing right here, getting ready to start doing some shooting. We're now moving into Tau shooting phase, turn 2. In the Tau shooting phase, they managed to take out that unit of bikes right there. They took out 2 of the Interceptors and wounded 1 of the bikes over here. And we managed to put 1 wound on the Chaplain, and this crisis suit took 1 wound for an overcharged ion blaster. We are now moving into White Scars movement phase, turn 2. In White Scars movement phase for turn 2, everybody's chasing after that commander over here, and the bikers have turned around and said, "Hey, somebody shot us," and they're going after those crisis suits. The Chaplain jumped up on the building here. The guys over here are moved over, and these guys have moved up over here. And everybody in the building over there is just chilling out and getting ready to shoot. This is White Scars movement for turn 2, and we will now be going to the Psyker phase for White Scars, turn 2. In the White Scars Psyker phase, the Librarian smited the commander for 2 wounds, and casted Might of Heroes successfully on the Interceptor. We are now moving into White Scars shooting phase for turn 2. In the shooting phase, the ones that could shoot at the commander shot at him, and they did 1 more wound to the commander. They tried to shoot at the stealth suits, but they managed to make their saves. Over here, we lost the last of the remainder of the drones, and we lost 2 crisis suits. The chaplain and the bikes are charging the crisis suits, and the interceptor and the librarian are charging the commander. We will come back at the end of charges and combat for White Scars turn 2. In the charge and fight phase, the librarian made it in and did no wounds and took 1 wound in return. Over here, we're down to 1 crisis suit left and no wounds issued out by the crisis suit. We're now moving into Tau movement phase, turn 3. Okay, in Tau movement phase for turn 3, these crisis suits over here jumped out of the building. These crisis suits stayed where they were. The commander fell back out of combat over here. These crisis suits stayed where they were, and crisis suits, stealth suits, and this crisis suit jumped back out of combat over here to see if he can possibly take out those bikes. We're now going into Tau shooting phase for turn 3, and they did not roll for a supply drop. So we'll come back after Tau shooting phase, turn 3. Okay, into the Tau shooting phase, we managed to kind of vaporize the librarian. The crisis suit over there did absolutely no wounds to the bikers over there. And we managed to kill 3 of the Marines in this building and 1 of the Marines over here. We're now going into White Scars movement for, well, wait a minute, we might just do something really crazy here. So, yeah, we're actually going to go into the Tau charge phase for turn 3. Back in a minute. In the charge phase, the crisis suit charged in. He managed to get 1 hit in, but did no wounds. We are now going into White Scars movement phase for turn 3. In White Scars movement phase for turn 3, these Marines have shifted position. They didn't like getting shot at by those stealth suits over there. The bikers fell back out of charge, out of combat, and the chaplain moved up towards the crisis suit over here by himself. We have no Psyker phase for White Scar this turn, so we are moving to White Scar's shooting phase for turn 3. In White Scar's shooting phase, the Marine squad over there put everything they had into the stealth suit team over here, and they managed to kill 1 stealth suit. The guys up in the building shot down at the stealth suits and did no wounds. Over here, just about everybody shot at that stealth suit, and they only managed to do 1 wound. In the charge phase, everybody over there is charging the crisis suit. We'll come back after White Scars charges in combat, turn 3. In White Scars combat phase, just everybody picked on that crisis suit right there, and he's gone off to join the others. We're now moving into Tau movement phase for turn 4. Shooting phase for Tau, turn 4. We managed to take out the remaining Marines and the captain up in the building there. And we managed to put 2 more wounds, or 3 wounds? 2 wounds. 2 wounds onto the chaplain. We are now moving into White Scars movement for turn 4. In the White Scars movement phase for turn number 4, everybody's moved over here. The chaplain and the bikes have moved up on them crisis suits, and the Marines over there have moved up on that stealth suit team. And these guys held the objective. We are now moving into White Scars shooting phase for turn 4. In White Scars shooting phase, the bikers and the chaplain did the best they could. But they did 1 wound to the stealth suits. The Marines over here fired on this stealth suit team over here, and they did no wounds. And these guys right here fired into the stealth suit team, and they did no wounds. We're now moving into charges in combat for White Scars, turn 4. In the White Scars charge in combat phase, everybody charged in there. The commander assisted in the overwatch and managed to kill one of the bikes, and the biker and the chaplain managed to take out the stealth suit team over here. So we are moving into Tau movement for turn 5. In the movement phase for Tau, they failed to get the objective, yet the supply cache yet again. So the crisis suits have abandoned the building to try and take on those space marines over there. That unit of stealth suits moved over that way to try and take that unit of marines over there. And the commander has moved over this way to try and take out the chaplain and the bike. We are now moving into the shooting phase for Tau, turn 5. Okay, in the shooting phase, the commander managed to take out the chaplain and the bikes over here. That unit of stealth suits took out the 2 on the objective over there, and this unit of stealth suits managed to kill 2 over there. We're now moving into White Scars movement and shooting, turn 5. White Scars stayed stationary and put everything they had into that stealth suit team and did not manage to wound it. This ends turn 5, which is the time limit set aside by the cards for this game. At the end of turn 5, nobody had the supply drop. Nobody rolled for the supply drop. So for ties, which makes this game a draw, we usually go by power level, and the power level comes out to 49 killed on the White Scar side to 38 on the Tau side. So this will give the Tau a victory by power level for this game. Pretty close. If you'd managed to get that one stealth suit team, it would have been White Scar victory. Hope you enjoy this battle report, and well, hopefully you'll stick around for the next one.